Hey everyone! Well, we're here. We're back, and today we're doing another anti-MLM video, and for this video we will be talking about paparazzi. It has been a while since I have talked about paparazzi here on the channel. I believe since the last time I talked about paparazzi, they were allegedly exposed for having lead in their $5 jewelry. So they claimed it was lead, nickel, arsenic, all the bad things free, but come to find out, allegedly, that is not true, and their jewelry is riddled with things that it shouldn't be. But just because paparazzi was exposed, it does not mean that everybody left paparazzi and they were shut down for being a lying scammy company. That did not happen. There are still people who are promoting paparazzi on the daily. There are people who are joining paparazzi on the daily. I feel it is important to still talk about paparazzi and remind people that they are still out there recruiting as many people as they possibly can, and that this is still an MLM that is pretty popular. So the video we will be reacting to is a paparazzi leadership video. So what you should do once you decide to start recruiting. But before we get into the react, I want to look at paparazzi's income disclosure statement just to remind ourselves what's going on and how much people are or are not making in paparazzi. Alright, so here we have Paparazzi's 2021 income disclosure statement. This is the most recent income disclosure statement that I have found. It is on their website. I do not believe they have put out their 2022 income disclosure statement yet, or if they are even going to do that. So that will be interesting to be on the lookout for. So let's look at the ranks here. So we have consultant, which that looks like it is the rank that probably a lot of people maybe start out. They're not going to make this a business, so we're just going to omit that one, and we will go to where the majority of the people in the company are, which is star consultant at 69.77% of the company. 70% of the company are in this first rank, averaging $23 a month. $23. And I believe their starter kit, I think the one that they push out the most, I believe it starts at $100, and then the next one is $250. So, yeah, that's not making any money, at least for a while. And we'll look at the next rank, which is director, and that is 19.34% of the company. So we have about 90% of the company are in the first two major ranks. And that rank averages at about $200 a month. And remember, this is without all the jewelry that they have to buy, any shipping supplies that they may have, the cork boards that they buy, because when you watch their lives or you watch any videos or they take them to vendor events, they have these cork boards that just have so much jewelry on it, like so much jewelry. So not taking that into consideration. The next rank, which is 3.17% of the company, so we've gone down quite a bit, is Premier Director, and they are averaging about $600 a month. Now, this is majority of the company are in the first three ranks, and the most that somebody in the third rank is making is $600 a month. And I know they're putting in a lot of work. They have to be putting in so much work to be making $600. That's not take-home money. That's not even profit. That could just be what they made, and all of that could have been spent on jewelry in the month, on shipping supplies, like I said. Like, so many things could have been, that money is used elsewhere, just pumping it back into the business. Now let's look at where it goes under 1% of the company, which is Premier Producer at 0.49% of the company, making about $3,200 a month, which is not bad. That's not bad. But as every other MLM disclosure statement shows, to be making what is, I at least consider, life-changing money, you have to be in less than 1% of the company. Less than 1% of the company to be making money that is probably turning a profit. You're probably bringing in some actual profit, not just turning around and investing it back into the business or losing money. So, as always, you have to be in less than 1% of the company to see any life-changing income. I mean, we go down to Fashionista at 0.23% of the company, and they're making $10,000 a month. Like, that's some good money, but the chances of you getting to the 0.23% of the company are very, very low, but yet they will probably tell you that they did it in a few years, and if you just keep trying, you can do it too. To sell $5 jewelry that is making them $10,000 a month, that's not how they're making the money. It's having a bunch of downlines underneath them. That's how they're making their money. And like I said earlier, the video we will be reacting to is how to go about onboarding your new recruits. So you have decided that you would like to actually make money in the company. So you are choosing the recruitment option, which is the main option. The selling is one thing. It is just a facade, in my opinion, of how to get people interested. But the recruiting is how they actually make any sort of money at all. So this is an onboarding video, which usually is just a generic video that top leaders will make and they will send to their downlines. It will hopefully answer all of the downlines' questions on how they can start creating their own downlines and the next steps they need to take when they choose to recruit or they have recruits lined up, which, don't see that happening very, very often, but they think that it happens all day, every day, and people are going to be lining up, ready to sign up and be a paparazzi consultant. So if you guys like this video, please give it a thumbs up, and if you really, really like it, please subscribe. Make sure to check out my description below for all of my fun links. I have links to my Patreon and my channel members, which are just an additional way to help support me and my channel. I also have links to my social medias that I don't use as often as I should, but I still have them. I also have a link to an email that you can send content to, that if you ever find content in the wild, you can send it over there. And with all of that said, let's get started.
Hey everyone, my name is and you are watching the first video about how to have a successful onboarding meeting with your newest team member. Okay, I'm a paparazzi consultant and I've been in the business since 2012. I have an amazing team called Team United Fashionistas and we are here to help you. All right, here we go. So you have two hats.
I wanted to look up because in her description, she says what rank she is in the company, and after hearing that she's been in the business since 2012, which is a long time, so over 10 years, it says that she is the rank of jet setter, which makes sense because she's been in for so long, which is 0.05% of the company. And it says that on average, she is making $76,000 a month. And I can promise you that she is not making that money on just selling $5 jewelry alone. She has rows and rows and rows and rows of downlines, which is why this video is all about the recruiting process, the onboarding new people process, and not how to sell paparazzi jewelry.
Right here, okay? When you have your first meeting with your newest team member, whether it's your closest friend or whether it's somebody who just found you and they want to join your team, whether she has been one of your customers, you have to set boundaries up front, okay? So you got to let your team members know, and this can be a visual for them. Hey, Zoe. I'm putting my friend's hat on, okay? I'm putting my friend's hat on. And then this one right here is I am putting my leader's hat on. So you have to understand that right now I am your leader, I am your guide, and I am not here. I'm not going to be available 24 hours. Okay, I'm not going to be available 24/7. I am not going to answer your messages during this time and this time. This is when you are able to text me. You have to set boundaries right away, which is why you're going to have a meeting. Okay, you have to understand that first and most.
I think that is actually good advice, is letting people know you are not available 24/7, even though we have heard people in MLMs say the words, I am available 24/7, which I think is really, really bad to say, because let's say somebody, their only free time is 3 in the morning, that upline's time. So what, the upline's just supposed to get up and work at that time? Like, you're not making money by answering potential downline's questions. I mean, maybe you are in a way, because like they've signed up underneath you and they've bought the starter kit cost and then you made a commission off of that starter kit. Maybe, there's a lot of maybes in MLMs. But yeah, I think it is smart to say I am not available 24/7 because nobody should be available 24/7. It is healthy to separate personal and business life. It is healthy to take breaks.
All right, so I'm going to share some screens with you. And another thing before your meeting that you have to find out is the type of personality that they have and their love language. That is super important. So all you have to do is download our boards team. And you're going to download the leadership boards that we have available for you. You're going to be able to find the onboarding in there, and you're going to be able to find the get to know your team member. Getting to know your team member is super important, okay? You have a sheet here that you can use for your team member to just getting to know them, write down some things that they like, some things that they are most passionate about, what their dreams are, and everything. We also have the leadership worksheet right here that is available in your back office, but I was able to download it so that you can just have access to it super quick. And this is something that we will go over in another video. Okay, but it's super important that they do the first test. Okay, they do the
the love language personal profile. So it is super important that when they decide that they want to join your team, that they take the love language personality test. Look, it says like 4 singles at the top. Like, isn't that usually something that people do for like relationship wise, like intimate relationships? Not somebody. It'd be real weird if you joined a job and they're like, okay, I need to know what your love language is. That's weird. For me, that's a very interesting thing to be interested in. And I think it's so they can love bomb them in their appropriate way. So like, you find out that somebody's love language is words of affirmation, and so you're going to love bomb them to death because you know that that is what I guess is their love language, so that they fall in love with you. Paparazzi. What about physical touch? How could that be something that you could take advantage of someone with? Like, by sending them jewelry to touch and be like, I touched it and now you're touching it, and now doesn't that feel very special? That one I think would be a little bit hard. Like, obviously, words of affirmation, super easy. Quality time I think could also be easy way to manipulate people, or take advantage of people. And I'm trying to think of what the other love languages are. Gift giving, that probably is a decently easy one to take advantage of people with. But it just seems like a very odd thing that she says, like, this is something you have to do when somebody joins your team, is you have to know their love language.
love language test. There's 5 different love languages. You have touch, you have words of affirmation, you have gifts, you have acts of service, and then you have time. Okay, so quality time. So you have to find out what type of love language they have, because that's how you show love to them, and that's how you show encouragement to them, and that's what they need the most coming from you as a leader. The other test.
Okay, I can I don't want to say I understand, because I think it's weird. Like, as their boss, essentially, like, you don't want them using your love language. Like, you're not trying to get in a relationship with them. And I guess, like, it is a way that you can understand somebody just, like, a little bit more in how they need encouragement in certain things. But it's like, I feel like when people do things like when they work, they aren't typically thinking of their love language in that sense. Like, in a relationship, even a friendship, the whole love language thing can be helpful in understanding the person on the other side and yourself more. So I think that that is beneficial in that way. But like, when it comes to starting an MLM, it definitely seems like it's just a way to love bomb somebody the right way up front and get them to think that this is such a welcome and open and great community. But it's like they are taught to use your love language as a way to get you to stay. So that's not a very open, welcome, great community when they are taught to exploit that.
That we have here is the personality test. It is so important that you find out their personality because you're going to be able to encourage them. And we do have an explanation on how to work and how to show love based on their love language, and how to the personality color types are explained in here. Okay, so just know that the personalities can totally change and they don't have to stay there, or they can become highly function personality colors. Okay,
So you were to have somebody take the love language test and the personality test so you can understand them better. You could also just talk to them like they're people and not colors and languages.
so for me, I have I'm a red and a yellow, but I am becoming more highly function on those two colors because I have been improving and I have been working on myself because I want to become better every single day. Okay, so just so you know, personalities do matter on how you engage with the person that you are enrolling. She may be a green personality, which means it's very analytical, and she's going to ask a lot of questions such as why do we do this, why do we have to do this. So you have to be able to respond to them, and it's going to show you how you can encourage them and how you can motivate them based on their type of personality.
Seems like a good thing to ask, though. I think asking questions when it comes to starting something new is something a lot of people should do, and it's not just like a personality thing. I think it's good to ask questions, especially when it comes to MLMs. Like, there are so many questions that people have, and that's why there's videos upon videos upon videos like this in every single MLM. Also, there's videos on like how we get paid and what that actually means and what you have to do, because it's confusing.
Okay, so those you can find on the Get to Know Your Team Member. We have the leadership onboarding. Okay, you're going to be able to find our onboarding here, and you're going to be able to find the leader's guide, which is what we're going to go over right now. So on your first meeting with that person, after they have done the test and you already know what they are, you are going to go to the meeting finding out what path do they want to take, if they would like to go slow and steady or if they would like to go fast.
So slow and steady path. I want to start slow, earn some extra money and free jewelry. Please include me in all the team events. Or fast path is I want to get this party started, make some money and help a lot of people along the way. Let's do this. I am coachable and ready. So those are people who just blindly go in and will just be the kind of people that uplines love, because they're like, good, you'll just message 100 people, you won't care about getting no's, you'll just get out there, you'll spend a bunch of money, hopefully you have a lot of family members who are willing to join. Those are upline's favorite people. The other people, the ones who are cautious, not too sure, as they should be, those are kind of the like, people. Like, you shouldn't put people who are willing to join underneath you in two separate categories. Like, you should be grateful that anybody is joining underneath you, and to separate them like that,
Okay, slow steady doesn't mean anything. They may be more cautious, they want to do the things right. That doesn't mean that they don't want to go fast, but
they want to do the things right. I don't know if she meant to word it like that, but that is actually very true. The people who are kind of put the blinders on and just like message, the copy and paste messages, they don't care. Those are the people that they want, not the ones who are trying to do this MLM thing correctly. Because I guess there is a correct way to do it, but nobody does it correctly, and it just is a way to take advantage of as many people with using the buzzwords of you're just there to help people, you're just trying to change the world, you're just there for this. It's like, you're selling $5 jewelry. Like, you're not changing the world with $5 costume jewelry that's riddled with lead.
some people who just wants, just show me the money. I'm coachable and ready. I'll do whatever it is that you tell me. Okay, they're not scared. Those usually are your red type personalities. Okay, slow, steady is usually all the other colors. But you may be.
Oh, look at this. I like that she tried to make it not look like a pyramid, but there is no other way that you you can't make having downlines not look like a pyramid. And then they say like, oh, a corporate business looks like a pyramid. Like, yeah, it's all going to look like that, but the idea is that each individual person does not have their own little pyramid underneath them.
Be surprised by somebody else. Okay, so you find out what their 1 year financial goal is. You ask them what problem or need are they trying to solve. You're going to ask them, are you committed to yourself? You know, they have to sign that they're going to commit to themselves for 1 year.
You are making oh my god, you would do that. Like, this is how they convince people to stay longer. It's like, if you just stay for a year and you stay committed and you stay focused, like, a year is a long time, and that's just putting a lot of money and time and energy in for an entire year. And by that point, the individual has put so much time, money, and effort into this that I think that if they leave, they believe that they're a failure, because more than likely their upline, when they see other people leave, they say, oh, they didn't care, they just failed, they didn't try hard enough. And you don't want that. You don't want to disappoint your upline or yourself or the people around you. You have put so much time and energy into this, and you would feel stupid in a way if you just left, even though it's everything about it is screaming at you that this is not working, but yet you've dedicated so much time and energy into it. You're like, I kind of don't have much else of a choice. So this whole year thing is how they get you to stay. And let's look at the monthly income goal. Are you looking to make 0 to 300 a month? 300 to 500? More than likely, people would probably say that 500 to 700 a month. Because as always, they say, what would $500 do extra for you? But let's take a look at the income disclosure statement just one more time. So if you want to make $500 to $700 monthly, it looks like you need to be the rank of Premier Director, averaging about $600 monthly, and that is 3% of the company. So you need to get down to 3% of the company just to be casually making an extra $500 to $700 a month, which is not life-changing money. It will not give you the life of your dreams. You'll not be able to quit your full-time job if you have one. Yes, you could probably stay home with your family, like we say, but you can't give them the time and energy that you could probably prior, or that you even want to. Like, the time and energy that you want to give to your family, you now can't, because you have to give all that time and energy to the MLM just to maintain this rank at 3% of the company. Because more than likely, that is a lot of time and a lot of energy to achieve that rank and maintain it. Or let's say that you want to make $500 extra a month in just selling the jewelry alone. We won't even say that you are recruiting anybody, but you would have to sell, if you want to make $500 a month, you would have to sell 222 pieces of jewelry a month. A month. 222 pieces of jewelry. That is so hard to do. That is so almost unachievable to do, and probably why people recruit, so that they can actually make some money and not have to sell that much jewelry every single month just to make $500. That's not profit. Again, that's just earning $500, because you probably had to, like I said at the beginning, you have to have parties, you have to have a lot of jewelry for that. So you have to have a kind of surplus supply of jewelry and mailing it to people that buy. Or if you do vendor events, don't do that, but if you do, the gas to get there, all the product setup that you have to put out there, the fee for the vendor event, all of these things add up. And this is just to make $500 a month selling the jewelry alone, 222 pieces. this is why people recruit, because that's really, really hard to do. They make it almost unattainable, extremely undesirable to want to do, because that is a lot of work, that would really kind of put me out. I'd be like, I have to sell 200 pieces of jewelry, over 200 pieces of jewelry a month in order to just make $500. That's not worth my time and energy, or money, or effort, or any of it.
And then how much money do they want to make? So you're going to ask them all of those things, and then you're going to break it down, because if they say $500, you're going to type in $500 and you're going to divide it, and you're going to let them know that this is how many pieces they need to sell a month. Okay.
And that's probably going to overwhelm some newer downlines. Like if you say, what would change your life right now? And if you said $500 would change my life, and you said, oh good, all you have to do is sell 222 pieces a month. If you don't have friends and family that are willing to buy anything from you, if you don't live in a bigger area where you have access to vendor events, if you don't have a big group of social media followers that you can sell to, you're probably not going to be anywhere near that. They will convince you that it's possible, and you just need to follow the steps and the rules and the this and the that and the just come to the Zoom meetings and we'll teach you how to do it. Yeah, again, you can say all the words, say all the correct things, but the execution and the income disclosure statement shows that the execution is extremely difficult. Also, tell me, I would love for her to tell me that she makes her money monthly selling X amount of jewelry. That's how she makes her money. She wouldn't. She'd say, I have X amount of people underneath me, and that's how I get all my money. She probably wouldn't say that, because that would sound real bad, but I know for a fact that she makes the majority of her money from the downlines.
And you have your first meeting, you go over the director, which is another way that they can make extra money. But the first meeting is for them to write down their 10 easiest and their 10 best. And then on your second meeting, you're going to give them the recommended conversations that we have. And you're going to continue to go over the list of things that they need to do, their activities.
God, so that first thing was just like the first day of stuff that you need to talk to them about. And then this is over the next 2 to 7 days. Here's all the things that you need to do to them. This is overwhelming for not only the new recruit, but this is overwhelming for the person who is wanting to become an upline to other people. Like, this is homework. This is stuff that you need to do every single day. This is every single person that is recruited underneath you. Like, this is a lot of work for very little outcome. Like, I'm exhausted looking at this. I can't even imagine actually being a part of this and seeing that you have to do all this stuff. I mean, I haven't read it or heard what it is, but just all those words exhaust me.
You know, for every single thing that they do, you need to give them a shout out. If you went through their first meeting and you find out their 1-year financial goal and you find out their goals and everything, you have to shout them out. Congratulations, Maria, for doing your first meeting, or our first onboarding meeting. Congratulations, Maria, for doing your first announcement that you're super excited. Congratulations on doing your countdown. Congratulations on creating your Facebook group. Now you have a VIP group. Congratulations on doing your unboxing. And
to me, that just sounds like love bombing to the extreme. Every single little tiny step that they do. Congratulations for doing this. Congratulations for doing this. Congratulations for doing this. Oh my God, you're doing so well. You're just patronizing them. Like, I don't think at most typical jobs, the second anyone does anything, like you sent your first email and your boss like, oh my God, congrats, you sent your first email. Like, you'd be like, yep, I did. Thanks. And then you do something else in the office, let's say, and they're like, oh my God, congrats for walking to that door to that door. You found the bathroom. It's just the patronizing. You don't have to love bomb somebody for every little thing that they do. But that's what they do in MLMs, is they love bomb, love bomb, love bomb. They're trying to convince you and maybe themselves that this is the greatest community. You never had love and affection and attention like this before. People didn't congratulate you at your job uh, all the time, and yet we're doing it here. See, we're the ones who truly love and appreciate you. And it's like, because people don't need to be love bombed every second of every day. That's not good. It comes off as fake. It does. People see through that. At least I think, I hope, and I think that most people do. And you know, when you see this, you're like, I'm supposed to thank or congratulate them for every little thing that they do. Like, I'd be like, I'm not doing that. They're adults. They're okay. They don't need to be handheld or literally cradled or piggybacked. Every little thing, everything that they do does not need a, oh my god, congratulations!
And so on and so on. You have to congratulate them for every single thing that they do, because right now you have to understand people just join.
Right. And that's fine. You can welcome them to your group, you can congratulate them for doing certain things, but every little thing they need a congratulatory thing for? No.
They're excited and they're terrified. Okay, so you have to find out, you have to give them confidence that they're in the right place. They have a supportive leader, they know what to expect, they know what they need to go for. And that is the first meeting with them. Okay, you don't just go over all that's in here on this sheet, you just go over the 10 easiest, the 10 best for them. That's their homework for the week. And then you
Also, homework, this is supposedly starting out your own business, and yet you have all of these things that you need to follow, and this is when the time frame that you should do it, that every time they do something you need to be doing this with them, you need to be helping them with this, that. And it's like, guidelines are nice, but it's like, this is supposed to be at your own time, at your own leisure. This is your business. You're your own boss. You have nobody you need to answer to, yet you kind of do. I mean, your boss is essentially your downlines, and you have to be answering to them all the time. You have to be aware of what they're doing all the time, making sure they're happy, making sure they're staying, making sure you're answering all their questions. Like, yet you become a boss in a way, but your time freedom doesn't exist, and you are answering to somebody. You're either answering to your upline or you're answering to your downline. You're not just answering to yourself.
congratulate them, and then they need to do their announcement, and they need to do their countdown. Okay, then on the next following week you can work on creating a VIP group, work on creating an event. They can do their unboxing the following week. That be something that they are able to do, and you can be there. They can let you know the date and the time. And then as the weeks come forward, this document is a 30-day.
Oh, I thought she was going to say a 30-page document. So this is all the things that you need to do in 30 days of signing somebody up. And, you know, here's the checklist that you have to do. Here at the bottom, of course, it's share your why. We've never heard that in an MLM ever. I feel like at a certain point they're going to drop that, because it's kind of going to become like the boss babe stigma or the pyramid scheme stigma, or, you know, something like that. Like, they're gonna stop using the whole why thing, because they know that it's, people are gonna start seeing through that if they don't already, and people are gonna be like, yeah, I'm not gonna share my why with you. I want to do this because of money, which I think is a completely fair reason to join something, because they are claiming, like, look at what I do. This is what I do all day. I'm so happy, whatever lie they want to tell themselves. And so it's like, hey, I would like to make more money. It's like, that's not good enough. You have to do this for your family. You have to do this for your baby. You have to do this for this, and this reason, because they need your why to be huge, so that if you start to falter away from the MLM, they snap you back to and be like, well, I thought you wanted to do this for your kid. If you leave now, then you're just letting your child down. A way to manipulate you. Share the why is also referred to as let us manipulate you.
Document. Okay, this is something that needs to be done within 30 days from them joining, and you need to go little by little with them, showing them on what to do. Now obviously they can go themselves and click on the little underline, but you are going to keep them accountable weekly for at least 1 month. That's what your job is. Okay, so
I think also having it be a month long keeps not only the downline or the uplines focused, their downline, but becoming an upline, their mindset focused on like, okay, I just need to follow this check sheet. I just need to do these things. It also keeps the downline there for at least a month. And so I think it's a way to get people to stay for the month so that uplines can maintain rank or hit rank, whatever the case may be. It's always this long-winded checklist thing of things that are very repetitive, things that probably don't need to be written down, and things that probably don't even need to be done. Like appreciating every little tiny speck of words that your new downline says.
we do have a guide for you where we help you. And we talk about all of this. We talk about how to implement the launching strong. And 2 means you have to contact the person within 2 days from them joining your team. You have 7 days to have them wins, and then you have the 30 days that you're going to be helping them weekly with them. Okay, so within 48 hours of joining, you're going to find out what path do they want to take. Then you're going to have a one-on-one.
How is this business time freedom and your own business if she is using the words, you have to do this within this time frame? Where's the freedom? Where's the, you're your own boss when you have time frames and things that you have to do, quotas essentially that you have to meet, even though you do have to meet quotas in MLMs. They say you don't, but you do in order to maintain or achieve rank. But besides that, you are telling them what they have to do and the time frame that they have to do it. That's not time freedom, and that's not doing it at your own pace and being your own boss.
One meeting where you set the proper expectations with them as well. You identify their goals, you ask them how they would like to stay motivated, whether it's text, daily tasks. You get to know them a little bit, and then you show them how to download Boards, which is the app that we are using. They will have their own Boards app, which is for new consultants, so that is not as complicated for them. You later on are going to teach them different things. So it is important that you read this sheet, and that if you have any questions, you download them. You ask them in the comments, and I will be able to answer them. But we do have a second video where I go over a few other things that I feel like they're important for your newest team members. So I hope this has been helpful. And if you have any questions, please let me know. Download those 2 documents, read over them, do them yourself, because the more you get connected and the more you get to know that document, the more you become familiar, it's going to be easy for you to launch somebody else. And you have to be prepared. Stop giving so much information. Do not add them into the groups yet. Have a little.
Stop giving so much information. But that whole page was just all information. I mean, I guess it's like a check sheet of stuff, but it's like, don't give too much information, as I just gave you a lot of information. The hypocrisy.
Group with them. Do not add them into the other chats that you have, because you're going to overwhelm that person. But maybe if you sign up 3 to 4 people or 2 3 people in a month, you can put them together in a messenger chat where you encourage them. And they can come and share their wins. Maybe you can even have a Zoom with all of them, and you can come and answer questions that they may have. But always celebrate their wins. Okay, celebrate their wins. In another video, I show you how to use Canva to celebrate people. Recognition is so important as a new person joins your team and as you go through leadership. I think it's one of the number one thing that we as leaders need to focus on, recognition. And I used to struggle with that because I wanted to recognize everyone. But I've learned that finding out the reports, doing my homework every single day, working with people individually has also helped me to be able to recognize others as well. So if you have any questions,
Wait, but hold on, I'll let her finish.
Drop them in the comments, and I cannot wait to see you for another video. God bless you. Thank you.
Bye, paparazzi lady. Didn't she just say before that to congratulate them on every single thing, recognize them for every single thing that they do. But then she said to just being there for them is recognition enough, and you don't have to recognize. Maybe I misunderstood. Maybe I misunderstood what she was trying to say. But I just felt like she told us to recognize them for every single thing that they do. She said that, and then said, I had a hard time because I wanted to recognize everyone, and then I learned that just being there for them and listening to them was recognition enough. Also, so then don't... This is the kind of thing that, like, see, I put myself as, like, if I joined Paparazzi and I saw that video, these are the questions that I would have. I'd be like, she told me to recognize everyone, and then at the end she told me that she doesn't recognize everyone, just being there and being supportive for them is recognition enough. But then to also make Canva edits to recognize people. But yet, in other MLMs, we hear, like, making Canva graphics is not part of your job. We have those already made for you. Don't spend your time doing that. MLMs have so many contradictions. The Huns contradict themselves in the same videos all the time. That was a lot of information in such a short video that I would think that as an inspiring upline, that I would be so overwhelmed by that, and it'd be like, you have to do this with them this time, you have to be talking to this person at this time, you have to be recognizing them at all times. Like, where's the freedom? And when do I have a moment to try and sell jewelry? Isn't that really what my job is sitting on lives and trying to sell jewelry, or going to the grocery store and harassing my local cashier? Isn't that what my job is? Instead, it is make sure to contact this person and love every single step that they do. They joined, congratulate them. They posted their first post, congratulate them. They went live or posted a reel, congratulate them. It's too much. It's too much. It's too much. It's overwhelming. I feel like that sheet was just word vomit, and it was just a lot of quantity of things you need to do instead of breaking it down, making it simpler, and making it the quality of things that you should do for your uplines. But it's Paparazzi, so it makes perfect sense. They're all about quantity over quality. Alright, you guys, I hope you liked this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. And if you really, really liked it, please subscribe. Let's talk anything and everything paparazzi jewelry in the comments below. And until my next video, I will see you guys then. Didn't take breath during that whole thing. Bye! Just